All right, next up, we have the head of growth for Scroll. He's going to be explaining why L2s are going to be super important for the mass adoption of stablecoins. Please give a big round of applause for Scroll.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me. Today I'll be talking about the roles of L2 of enabling mass adoption of stablecoins. We've seen a lot of roll-ups come up, and there are going to be some obvious, very obvious takeaways in this presentation. But right now, today, if you look at crypto adoption, stablecoins are pretty much at the forefront. At Scroll, we're a layer 2 ZK rollup, which means we're a rollup on Ethereum, a separate network, and we utilize zero-knowledge tech to secure the network and prove that the transactions are valid. I won't dive too much into that, but our main users are actually in the global south. LATAM, we've got a lot of users in Nigeria and Kenya, and we see a lot of usage of stablecoins on our network. And we're seeing that it gives the opportunities in those regions that, generally speaking, they wouldn't necessarily have. I'm not sure. Okay. So generally speaking, what does a layer 2 provide? It provides a scalability layer, which means lower transaction fees. Obviously, if you would transfer 100 USDC on Ethereum, that will be at much higher fees as opposed to an L2. And then, generally speaking, again, it has the possibility to have faster transaction speeds. Again, I'm not going to go into finality of how that settles on Ethereum itself. But this all creates an enhanced user experience, and it's actually a catalyst for mass adoption. So how is Scroll leading, quote unquote, the way? Well, when Scroll launched, we were not the cheapest, but we were the most secure, because we believe that for a place for people to park their funds, utilize the network, it needs to be secure, and you don't want it needs to be safe. And so there are two things that we're differentiating about Scroll. And by the way, today we've optimized our chain so much that our goal is to be the cheapest ZK chain, and we're almost there. But it was security and fast finality. Fast finality basically means bridging in and out. Is an example of what it made it very, very easy for people to bridge in and out on a fast pace. So it would take roughly between 20 minutes to an hour, as opposed to seeing your funds on the other side or bridging out taking 1 day. And you can imagine, again, when our main users are on the global south and you need your money, quote unquote, today, or you need access to your stable coins fast, that's very, very important. And so one of the things that we believe, and the reason why we use ZK, is that, and that's the first sentence, the structure's economic security is very, very important. So it's great that we have networks that scale. It's great that we have roll-ups that perform really, really well and are cheap, but we really believe at the heart of providing value and service, we need economic security, and that cannot just be with staking and slashing. It needs to actually be in a mathematical, secure way, and for that we use validity proof. And the next thing is that I'm really, really proud that together with EtherFi, we're launching the next stage. Having stablecoins on the chain is great, but your funds should be basically unlocked towards the real world use cases. And so you can on-ramp, off-ramp, but that user experience is also not great. And so I think I'm a huge believer in stablecoins paired and partnered with payments. And so we launched EtherFi Cash, which is a credit card or debit card on Scroll, where if you have, among other stablecoins, or you can also have different assets, you can use that basically to do whatever you would do normally with a credit card or a debit card. And then I think that another interesting take is that stablecoins provide opportunity for yields that previously, again, might not have been accessible to our users where they're mainly at. So holding USDC or holding USDT, like for instance in that credit card, could provide you with yields that a typical bank or the amount of percentage that a typical bank would not be able to give you. And so I think that These are the primary use cases that we see, where at the heart we believe in security being the biggest component for value that we deliver to stablecoin users, payments, and then yields. If you have any questions, if you're doing anything with stablecoins or payments, please feel free to reach out. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for that, Raza. Amazing. Perfect.